welcome to the stream. So today I'm going to be working on an illustration for a book that I'm writing. I don't know yet for sure if I'm going to fully illustrate the book or not, but I don't know why, but like this particular story, I just like the idea of having it illustrated. I always draw pictures for all of my characters and stuff for all the books that I'm writing or have written. But this one, I don't know, I'm feeling like maybe having those published in the book. So we'll see or not. This is almost like a test run of me seeing if I feel like I can, if I want to, all of that stuff. So anyways, I have this really basic, messy sketch right now that I'm working on. There's already several things that I need to fix on it, so that's what I'm going to be working on right now. Yeah. So anyways, I guess while I am working on this, I can tell you guys a little bit about the characters that I'm drawing. Originally, I was only going to draw the girl here because she's my lead character. I need to kind of turn her head a little more, but it's like weirding me out to see this sketch looking one way while I'm drawing the chin the other way because it looks weird. But anyways, I was originally only going to draw her tonight, and I even did like a base sketch of a different part of the story, but I was thinking about what like I really want for this, and I just thought that I was like, what scenes are important in like the beginning of the story? Because originally I was going to draw, there's this like moment where she's looking in the mirror at herself, and I was going to draw that, but sorry, that twisted a little too much. Essentially, I was like thinking about drawing that, and as I was working on the sketch, I was like, this isn't it. This isn't the right moment at the beginning of the story to illustrate. And I was trying to figure out, well, what is, and there's this moment in the beginning where she is talking to her brother while he's at like his work desk, and he knows that she's gonna leave, and it's essentially like this goodbye between them where they don't know if she's ever going to be able to come back or not. And she just kind of walks up behind him, puts her hand on his shoulder, and there's just this nice moment between them, even though it's definitely sad because they're losing each other essentially, and they don't know whether that's forever or not. But they know it's important what she's doing, and it's important that she's leaving. And so it's a sad scene, and while like it's not necessarily like a super, well, I was gonna say it's not really a sad story, but that's not true, because it's a revenge story. Essentially, these two had an older sister who was killed by vampires, and she, Anya, she's going to hunt down the one that did it, and there's a lot of other complications with that, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't make a good novel. But this moment here is all about this goodbye, because it's important to both of them, and he would be going as well, but he has an old injury, so he can't really do like the more like physical stuff, I guess. I'm actually gonna lower this down a little more just while I'm doing the stuff that's like so off of it. Once I go into the stuff that I'm keeping more of, it'll be easier to have both images up, but for right now it's a little rough seeing both what I'm changing and what's there. But yeah, so this moment is a very, it's like very tender and loving, but with that extra sorrow to it. Um, so I just wanted to try to capture that. It's like they're not necessarily looking, like he's not looking at her because he knows if he looks at her, he's just gonna, break down essentially. And, she's looking at him, but it's from behind, and it's just sort of a softer gaze. And okay, actually it looks really sarcastic from that angle, so we gotta change that. Hold on, I think actually if I lift this up a little bit, that might help a little, because it's like I don't want it to look like her eyes are closed, but I don't want it to have that weird, almost sarcastic look to it either. It just needs to be this soft gaze down at him. So we'll see. We'll see if I can capture that or not. This looks a little less sarcastic to me. So we'll see how it goes as I move on. Even this isn't necessarily the final look to it, because I plan on, really like rendering it and stuff, and we're still just working on the sketch. So yeah, we'll see. Also, sorry for all of the sniffling. I have just like, it's that season where the weather just makes my nose go, and it's very annoying. But yeah, so just trying to get this soft gaze. See, this one looks a little sarcastic too, so I don't know what that's about. Gotta fix that. Because if I can't get it to not look sarcastic, then I need to change it. Because that's definitely not what I'm going for. I feel like if I kind of thicken up the lashes a little, it'll kind of give it a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not emotion, but like, I feel like it kind of obscures the actual like eye a little more, which, that helps a lot too, giving it a little shiny, which doesn't super matter right now since, again, I'm just doing sketch, but it's nice to kind of see where it's headed. But yeah, so just trying to do this nice, soft but sorrowful expression. And hopefully it reads how I want it to, because hey, you never know. Sometimes things don't look how they're intended, but we're just doing sketch today, so there's plenty of time for me to fix things that don't look right, which is really nice. But yeah, so just this like soft sorrow going on of this, deep love between these two siblings, and knowing, what's gonna happen, what's coming. And yeah, okay, that's pretty good so far. But yeah, just knowing they're losing each other, and that it could be for forever, essentially. So just trying to capture that, I guess. I feel like her lips are a little too far down. Actually, it could be the angle. All right, no, I've got it. I see what the deal is. It's that for what I have going on right now, her nose is too long. Here we go. That's gonna help. All right, help that out a little, and then I can grab these and lift them up just a bit. That helps a lot. Yeah, that should be good. It's always kind of hard to do things from an angle because everything sort of compresses into itself. If that makes sense. Like, this eye doesn't quite look right to me still, because of that twist. I think, though, I might just be able to move it. Let's see. I twist this a little, bring it over just a little. I think that helps a lot. I need to kind of adjust her eyebrow, though, because I did that, because I changed the eye. Also, don't really like how this eyebrow is going at all. So we're going to fix that. Needs to be a little more lifted. So yeah, this is a start. I don't think this is anywhere near how it's going to look in the end, but it's getting there. Also change how her hairline goes. And ear. Yeah. Have just a little bit of hair hanging there. Okay. This also helps because I felt like her head was a little too big compared to his before. So it helps with that. This definitely looks a little more the way that I wanted it to. Yeah, okay. Actually, I don't like how that was going. Let's do it more like this. Yeah, that seems more like what I'm going for there. Should have a little bit coming up over her shoulder. Hers maybe just a little shorter than that, actually. It's probably more like this. And then we'd have shoulder. Hair would probably go more like that. This is why sketching takes so long. It's because I'm adjusting things and trying to figure out exactly how I want it to look. But yeah, I like how these bangs are going, how they're kind of flared out, but I'm not liking how the rest of this is going right now. Let's see. Maybe, oh wait, I think I've got it. Do this. This is kind of a classic where you kind of puff it out a little and then bring it back in. So this side kind of loop down just a bit. Okay, and then I'm not really gonna do the rest of her hair until I've got him blocked in because it's obviously gonna squish into his hair. But yeah, this is already much better than she was looking before. And I feel like it captures her a lot more. Let's see how it looks without the lines behind. Oh yeah, that's much better. Her hair still needs help, but I'll get there. I want to really block in all the main, bits and bobs before I start trying to do any deeper details. But yeah, so kind of she's at like a weird angle, which when I'm doing more stylized and stuff, this angle is easy, whatever. But trying to do it a little more realistic is a little bit of a problem. Like, I'm not trying to do 100% realistic, so I can cheat some things. But it's still kind of tricking me out a little bit. Anyways, I should start working on Cal. So I don't think I've really told you guys much about Cal. So this is her brother. I know I mentioned that already. That was like the first thing I said about him. So he essentially, okay, so their family is like a family of carpenters, and he, when he was little, was injured on a job. That's a little off here, hold on. He's injured on a job, and so he doesn't do any of the like heavy lifting type of work for any of it. He does small detail work. Hang on just a second. Sorry, I needed to blow my nose. Yeah, so he does small detail work. He doesn't do any of the heavy lifting kind of stuff. And in his spare time, he does, like, he makes little carvings that he'll sell. I'm not liking this jaw. I'm just going to start it over. It's just like, eh. But anyway, so he's a craftsman, essentially. And he works, alongside their dad, which so does she, but she does like all the carpentry stuff. She does like carrying beams for houses and whatnot. But he only does the small detail stuff. That's a much better jaw. Like, much better. Anyway, so he just does small detail work because of that injury, and that's the reason why, because like I said, it's like a revenge story for the sake of their sister, and that's why he's not going with her on this, I guess, quest, you could call it, is because he can't. His injury prevents that, because of, like, there's more detail to it, but like essentially it just wouldn't work. But it's hard for him because obviously he cares just as much and wants to, like, this is like his mission too, in a sense. And he gets to come back into the story in interesting different ways and all that. But at this beginning point, they're not, sure they're ever going to see each other again. I don't know why I just started really working on his clothes and just completely ignoring the rest of him. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta do that. I don't know why, but you do. Yeah. I'll do like a little clavicle thing. That's too low. There we go. That's better. Anyways, I'll start actually drawing his face. I do really like how his mouth turned out, so I'm going to try and get that as close as possible. Because it's like this nice flat, just kind of like, And I liked how that was. So, just try and get that very similar, very flat and not happy. Because it's the whole thing too, is part of the reason why I really wanted to do this moment in particular is because I didn't want to draw a happy moment. The beginning of this story is like absolutely not a happy thing. His nose is the opposite problem of being not long enough. But anyways, I really like this moment between them. And so when I was picking what to work on for this illustration, it came to mind while I was in the middle of working on a different scene, and I was like, I don't really like how this scene is looking, drawing it out like this. I'm just not feeling it. And I don't know why that is. And I realize now it's because it was too flat and emotionless for what I'm trying to do, essentially. Because the beginning is all about the goodbye. And so trying to draw the moment where she's just sort of alone wasn't good. It's all about this connection that she has. It's all about why she's leaving is because she was trying to do something for her family, and it's a lot more. I think that this moment captures it a whole lot better than her alone. I do want to make his eyes a little bit bigger just to sort of match proportions there, because my sketch, it definitely didn't match up very well. It's still narrow, just a little wider. Kind of do like that. I also kind of like having his eyes be slightly towards her but not looking up at her. I think that works well of this whole, like, where he's aware of her but doesn't really want to express how he's really feeling, because it's not good. It's not a happy time. But yeah, so just this sort of like, it's almost just a flat expression, but there's just enough there, I feel like, that it's what is the word I'm looking for? It's not a completely flat thing, because it's I think deliberately my words are faltering right now, but there's a deliberate, like, disconnect happening between, like, how she has this sad sort of forlorn thing going on while she's looking at him, and that he just can't look at her because it'll be too much. Anyways, that's gonna be too big. This is the super fun part, is essentially drawing the same thing over and over and over again until it looks how I want it to. So fun for me. Anyways, scooting this just a little bit over. You know, I want his eyes to be just slightly narrowed, not a ton. Yeah, okay, this is closer. It's not quite it yet. That's getting better. Hold on. Here we go. Just trying to get it, you know, right expression, right proportions, all of that stuff can be very difficult at times. So, hold on. Okay, it's better. Still not 100% feeling it. I need to just start not being so picky, since I know I'm just gonna do more painting and rendering later. I say that and then I start to be picky about a certain part. Sometimes it's how you do. Yeah. So, get some sad eyebrows going. I say sad eyebrows and then I just draw just kind of almost flat. You know, I think that's what it is it's that I want him to look tired. You know, like he's been up all night worried about her leaving, that kind of thing. But, like, in a way that it's not like a big thing, you know. It's like I want this to be a nice quiet moment, and it's sad and it's whatever, but it's still a quiet moment, you know. Okay, I'm gonna start fixing her hair up a little bit. Okay. And again, I'm not looking for anything perfect. Just trying to kind of get these things, like the main pieces of it, in place. That already looks so much better. Okay, his hairline is too high. So I'm gonna fix that. Also gonna make his hair look better because I don't like how that's going already. I think kind of curve it out the same way that hers is. I think that'll be a lot better. Yeah, here we go. This is gonna be better. This already looks more like him than my little sketch from earlier did. Yeah. Here we go. Every once in a while, I just hit the absolutely wrong thing on my pen, and it's so fun. Yeah. So that's always lovely. Make sure, you know, it lets you guys really know that I know what I'm doing by me just accidentally hitting buttons, you know? It's great. It's great. Love it. Anyway, so hair needs to kind of be a little messy still. That's kind of, oops, that's a little too far in. That is part of, that's a little too fluffy now. That's one of the difficult things, is trying to get like messy hair, but you don't want it to just look fluffy. There, hair. Done it. Brilliant. Beautiful. You know what? We're going back. We're going very far back. I also decided I don't like this part. So it's going away. Yeah. Okay. I got this. This is, I feel like, what always happens with me is I just like kind of start stressing over certain things that I don't need to be stressing over. No, that's ugly. That's ugly. So we don't want it. We don't want ugly hair. Supposed to be a very nice looking dude, even though he's not like amazing. Like that's kind of my picture with him is like, this is decent looking. Oh, see, if I do this, we have kind of like this nice mirroring of how their hair is, so that's kind of nice because there are because there's siblings, and when you're doing illustrations you can kind of do fun stuff like that. Okay, this is, I feel like he looks a lot more anime than she does, so I feel like I'm gonna have to really fix that at some point, because that's not the style I want. But as far as just getting things how they're supposed to be in general, it's getting there. It's getting there. She also still seems to like be too big, you know, like her face is bigger than his, and I don't know what that's about. I don't know why my proportions are off today, but they really are. So this is definitely gonna be just another rough sketch because it's still not what I want. But it's closer than the last version was. And that's the important thing, is that it's progress. So yeah, we're just gonna keep on working on that. Get his other shoulder in here. This big blob here is their hands that I didn't feel like putting effort into earlier, but obviously I will have to soon. Yeah, sometimes you just don't want to draw a hand, you know? Sometimes hands, you're just like, ooh, maybe not. But yeah. I also just drew their hands on top of each other instead of erasing the hand that's underneath. So, brilliant. I am a genius. But yeah, so his hand is gonna be weird. This is gonna be a bad hand. I can feel it in my bones. Here we go. This hand would be okay, I'm calculating. It's still gonna be a bad hand. I still feel it. Yeah, this is a bad hand. That's not, that ain't it. That ain't it, folks. But it's better than a blob, so. Anyway, this is my hand struggles, as you can all see. This is vague clothes wrinkles because I'm getting progressively lazier. Let's see, his finger would be more like going out because her hand is here, and you would see at least a little bit of her hand, which is an even worse hand. So that's great. That's lovely. We love an even worse hand. Yeah, I'm not gonna fix it. I'm gonna ignore the problem and deal with it as I work on the next bit. The only thing I am gonna do is just get a general shape in here. Hold on a second. General shape in here of her arm going down. Because let's see, shoulders here, so this would be like, yeah, okay, general shapes, and then that would attach there, so this would actually be more out. And yeah, we've got our general shapes going to remind me to put something good there. Sometimes it's just how it's gotta be. So we got some ugly hands. We got a boy who is much more anime than his sister. And yeah, that's where my drawing stands for now. Obviously, can't leave it like that. We're going to get rid of the most ugly layer. And we're gonna lower that opacity here. And add another layer on top. This is pretty much just what I do in general, is I draw a sketch, refine it a bunch, and then I draw another sketch on top of it that's, more refined, and I just kind of do that until I have what I like. And then if I'm gonna just do something really simple, I'll just sort of slap colors in, do some quick shading, whatever. If I'm gonna do something more like this, I usually will paint it. So this will probably end up painted. But once he stops looking like an anime boy, because that's not what I'm going for. It's like he looks like not completely like an anime boy. It's the eyes mostly, I think. Like, I feel like his lips, nose, like, they're stylized, but they don't seem like anime. But the eyes and the hair, anime boy. So I gotta fix that. Anyway, I think I once more want to start with her, even though he is staring directly into my soul, and I'm don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. We're gonna start with her, make her look great, and then make him look great. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so what I want to do, now that I kind of have overarching sketch laid out a lot more how I want it, is I'm going to start zooming in on things and making them more detailed. Gotta look over at my stream to make sure I'm not covering it up. Okay, so I feel like in general, her face is looking pretty good. I feel like it's his that needs a lot more work. But yeah, I think she's looking pretty. She doesn't look like sarcastic like she did when I was first doing these eyes. The other thing I want to do now that I'm getting into more detail is I like to make my brush even smaller. Yeah, because it's just better with doing these nice fine lines. If I was just doing it like stylized ink, whatever, I would probably leave it at the thickness it is. But for this, I feel like it needs to be thinner. Oh, it helps not to have the brush on erase. There we go. Oops, that was an ugly line. Right out the gate, ugly line. Okay. Because that we want to be nice and thin. And then start putting in where her lashes would be. Okay. This can still be a little squiggly since it's representing lashes that I'll have to paint in later anyway. Yeah. Oops. So this is allowed to be a little squiggly, a little scrangly. Then bottom here. Also do some lashes, but erase the really close bits. Okay. There we go. This is, I think, already looking better. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's much better already. Okay. The question is, can I do two eyes that way? Okay. Get that first angle going. Here we go. That still seems off to me. Why does it seem off? It looks a little better. Okay. So, and she's still looking this way, so kind of do this nice kind of squiggly bit. And here we go. Okay. This is looking better. Again, still got a ways to go. But go ahead and do that bottom eyelid. And some eyelashes for it. Ah! Again, I hit the button that I didn't want to hit. Why am I like this? I don't know. Okay, and there we go. This is looking so much better. Alright, do that kind of line there. Oops. A little too thick. Alright. I don't know why I care that much about the thickness when I'm just gonna draw over it later with paint. Draw over it with paint. I'm gonna paint over it. There we go. I can do words, I promise. It's almost like I'm writing a book or something. It's almost like I have written a book or something. Yeah, you know, it's really funny because I feel like I wrote a book, published a book, all that good stuff. It's a pretty good book, and yet I cannot speak for the life of me. I can only do good words when I write them down. That's what I've really learned the last however long it's been since I started working on that. It's been a while. You know, only the one is out right now, but I'm working on the story that these two are from, and I'm also working on the sequel to the one that I have published. So, yeah. I just feel like I literally do not know a single word when I'm trying to speak. And when I'm writing, I know all the words. I know fancy words. Not when I'm speaking. I don't know. It's like everything just leaves my brain. And it doesn't help that I'm trying to like do something at the same time. That makes even more words leave my brain because they don't want to be there. They're like, you don't need us when you're drawing, right? You don't need words while you draw. What would be the point of that? Yeah. So anyway, here is nose. It's a cute nose, I think. It's not completely what I want, but it's, I think, getting closer. Getting closer, which is what we're looking for. Yeah, I feel like it's a little crooked still. But the nice thing about drawing digitally is you can fix that without having to redraw everything. Here we go. I think that's good. Let me see. It's better. I feel like I need to kind of adjust this just a little. Here we go. It's like this would be a little more like that. And that looks better to me. Hopefully that looks better to everyone else too. I feel like without her eyebrows, I think that's what makes her look so sarcastic, because when I bring up the sketch behind it, I feel like she looks very empathetic again. So I think it's the lack of eyebrows that makes her just look like, ew. With the eyebrows, just look very sad. I don't know. Sometimes things are just like that. I do really love taking, ooh, that's an ugly shape. Taking away little bits, like little layers and stuff, and seeing what it does to the drawing, because it's very funny to me. I don't know why it's so incredibly funny to me, but it is. So I love to do it. I love to just see what monstrosity I've created by taking away whatever layer. It's just funny. It's just free comedy right there. Free, harmless comedy. Especially if it's like something important, you know? Where it's like, you've been working on like this beautiful line art and you start doing shading, and then you like take away the line art but the shading isn't done yet, and then it just looks like a blob. That's always amusing to me. Maybe it's not the eyebrows, maybe it's kind of the curve of some of it. You know what, I think bringing this eyebrow down, I think makes it less empathetic for some reason. So I'll twist it a little. Let's see how that does. Okay, that, and then I think I need to change this a bit. There we go. I want it to follow the same curve as before. And it's okay if it's a little thicker, as long as it's not too chunky. Okay, that's maybe a little too thin. Anyways, this is kind of just my regular process, essentially, where I just sort of try and get my hands to do what my brain is picturing, and hope that it works. I actually think that this doesn't look good. Maybe on this side. let's see. It's better. It's better. Yeah, she's getting there. She's not there yet. She's getting there. Let's see. The way that I adjusted her nose. Here, hang on a second because I gotta blow my nose. Yeah, sorry. I feel like the way that I've adjusted her nose is maybe... Is it too far out? Or... I think it's just like a little too far out. Because like it felt too flat where it was before, but now it seems too far. So let's go for something kind of in between maybe. Let's see. Let's see how that looks. Okay. I think that's better. It's not a huge change, and I think that's good because, again, she wasn't looking terrible. She just wasn't where I wanted her. Does adjust where her lips need to be. So let's just go ahead, do those lips. Okay. She's getting a lot better, I think. And okay, hold on. Yeah. Did a good line, tried to thin it out, and just ruined the whole line. Happens. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think that's good for the general sketch thing. I say general sketch, but I'm well into working on refining it, so I guess it's not really the general sketch anymore. It's still gonna be underneath other stuff, I guess is what I'm thinking. So I think it needs to be a little lower, but not a lot. Yeah. I think that will definitely help be more of the look I'm going for. My hand has decided to be wobbly because I'm drawing in a direction I shouldn't be. Alright, flip it. That'll help my wrist go in the direction that will be smoother. And I say that and then I immediately make the most wobbly looking line in the world. So I guess I'm just a liar. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know. Sometimes I just cannot. Yeah. So there's that. That's better. It's still, again, not exact, but I still have a painting layer over it later. I'm definitely not going to get to that today because I imagine it's going to take me a bit to get this sketch done, especially if I keep like nitpicking over every little thing, which I really shouldn't be. But look at that, I am. Here we go. And okay. That's that part done. And jaw. Once again, I'm having trouble with the curve of the jaw. But that I think is better. I'm gonna angle this a little bit. So what I want to do is I want this to be a little further out. I think that looks a little better. Well, if it's smooth, it does at least. Here we go. It's better. It's not there, but it's better. Again, I really shouldn't be trying to nitpick everything since I'm going to paint over it, and yet here I am. So, yeah. Do this nice kind of curve there. My hand is really shaky today, and that's frustrating to me. It's interesting because some days my hand just seems generally shakier than others, and I don't really know why that is. But today is a hand is shaky day, as you can see by the quality of my lines. I think it's possible because I've been doing a lot today. I was working on some people's Christmas presents, doing some small like detail work on some stuff, and I think that's part of why my hand is shakier. I think it's just tired. Yeah, okay, I like this face. This is a nice face. This is pleasant. Yeah, that's a pleasant face. Okay. So, there's that. What time is it? Oh, it's already 8:30. Well, I feel like I started a little late, so I'm gonna keep going for a bit. Because originally I was gonna start at 7:30, and then stuff was going on and I couldn't. So I think we're gonna go for a little while. I don't know how much longer, but I feel like I'm good to go for like a bit. So anyway, I am gonna go ahead and switch over to working on his face and try and make it less anime boy, because it looks way too anime boy right now. You have this nice like stylized but semi-realistic gentle face, and then you have anime boy. So yeah, I gotta fix that. Not that there's anything wrong with like anime style or anything, it's just not what I want for this. I think for one thing, everything is very like boxy with him right now, so that'll help. Changing his eyes will help, and changing his hair, because his eyes I feel like are not like the right level of detail compared to like nose, mouth, all that. So anyways, I'm gonna fix it. I do want to kind of soften this. That's the opposite of what I wanted. Kind of soften some of this up a little bit, because he's not, some chiseled jaw muscle man or something. So anyways, I'm already not liking what I just did, so ignore everything I just said. It's going away. It's that kind of night. It just is. Alright, so we're gonna do that, but better. You know what I should do is I should do what I did for her and zoom on in. Zoom into that anime face. That chiseled anime jawline. Because anime characters either have like the sharpest jaws or like the roundest. It's interesting. Here we go. Let me flip it. I think my wrist will do better in that direction. Okay. Here we go. Flipping that up. Look at that. That's so much smoother. Oh my gosh. Okay. I should have just done that in the first place instead of struggling. But I'm dumb, so that's just what I do. I do dumb moves. Okay. But everybody's dumb, so it's fine. Here we go. Try and get that nice and smooth. Okay. We're definitely getting closer to what I want and what I picture with this one. So, flip it back. Okay. Yeah, I just want them to look cozy but not happy, I think that captures the scene best. So, like, I feel like, you know, based on the general sketch I have, I feel like how close they are is very evident. I feel like it's pretty clear that they're not having a great time. But, like, I don't know. I also worry that maybe it's a little too neutral. You know, maybe it doesn't read how I think it reads. Because, oops. There's a whole thing about how, you know, people can project what they want to see onto stuff. And so I worry sometimes that I'm like, yeah, that's the emotion I want, right? And it's just like the most blank face in the world. But I don't know. Hopefully it's looking like how I want it to. Hopefully I'm just overthinking it and it's fine. And yeah, hopefully it's fine. Little jaw. That's still kind of it's like almost an anime jaw still, but that's fine. It's on the edge. I think the important thing is not necessarily the jawline for making him look less anime boy. I think it's the proportions of his face and hair and all that. So, we'll see. We will see. Because, like, I feel like his nose is just, like, the tiniest smidgen too small. And his mouth is too small, for sure. So, anyway, we'll fix that. I feel like this part is fine. The little up into the brow bit. And this is fine. The length of it is fine. It's just, I think that this needs to be just like a smidge whiter. Like, actually, here, hold on. I know how I want to do this. Okay. Essentially, this middle bit is fine. Fine. I'm going to refine it a little, but for now I'm just sort of chunking it in. That was a little too much. Here we go. So it's not, my hands are not behaving, but what else is new? Okay, I think what's really the thing is I need to bring the nostrils out just a smidge away from the middle and like from the inside of the nostrils. I think that helps a bit. I do think this is maybe a little too flat. I will fix that. Don't worry. I got this. It's almost like I draw all the time or something. No, it's very interesting to me how I can do stuff very easily one day, and then the next day it is the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. Because these are too small. Because art is insane. It makes zero sense, you know? For instance, trying to draw a semi-realistic, semi-stylized boy and making an anime boy. It happens. You never know when you're gonna have an anime boy. Sometimes they sneak up on you. This one sure did. Okay. Yeah, I like that nose better. Alright. So, tilt this just slightly so that he's closer to being vertical. And do this mouth over. I love his mouth, it's just too small. So, I'm gonna widen it out just a smidge. To make it more of a, like, more realistic proportion versus, whoops. say realistic, and then I basically just make a blobby monstrosity. Yeah, so more realistic without without ruining what I have. Although I'm uncertain if I can really say that I've been successful in that. Okay, he looks like this corner of his mouth is not right, because that corner of his mouth looks too happy. So gotta make him unhappy. It's not a happy scene. Okay. Alrighty. Oh yeah, that's much better. That's pretty good. Okay. So now I should really take care of these very anime eyes and make them not very anime eyes. Yeah. So I still want them to be somewhat narrow, because I feel like I don't want him to have like his eyes like open, like he's happy or excited. I want it to be that kind of somewhat closed, so they're not somewhat closed, but like they're not excited, they're tired. You know, I want them to have tired eyes. And I feel like, for whatever reason, me attempting to draw tired eyes a minute ago was anime eyes. They do look tired, but they look like tired anime eyes. And again, nothing wrong with that, just not what I'm going for. This still looks very anime. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because I'm doing it somewhat stylized, I feel like maybe it's like they're too big. That could be it. So the stylizing has made them big, and anime eyes are big. Can't pinpoint it. Let me see. Those are closer. Need some eyelashes though. Actually, you know what? What'll make them more tired is here. I'll do it this way. Here. Round that out a little bit. Make them more tired is like somewhat flat, but to have it where it looks like the eyelashes are more down, that is more of a tired than having the eyelashes up. Okay. Those are bad eyelashes. Those are terrible. Everyone pretend you didn't see the ugly eyelashes. We're just gonna get rid of those real quick. And then hopefully make better eyelashes. There we go. Those are so much better. Okay. So nobody saw any ugly eyelashes. They did not exist. Oops, I've done it again. Again, it's just that kind of night. Here we go. Okay. I think it's better. It still looks kind of anime. But it doesn't look so anime that like it's gonna be a problem when I paint it. I think it's like in that nice middle zone of stylized but not like completely unrealistic, like giant anime eyes or whatever. Yeah, he's still not completely what I want, but that's why I just gotta keep working on him for a little while at least. Okay, I think these are gonna match up a little better in theory. I said that and then I made a line that didn't look anything like the other one. Okay. Bring some nice eyelashes that are going down. This needs to be a little thicker. Okay. It's better. It's not great. Oy. It's fine. This is just how it goes sometimes. Ooh, that's ugly. Sometimes you draw a really good circle. Sometimes you draw something that you're not sure what shape it is. Ugh, that's bad. You know, there's like a circle tool, and I just never use it, and I really should. That would be the smart thing to do, but as we've already established, I am dumb. And I'm just gonna keep drawing the same circle over and over. Oh, could this be the one? Oh, it's almost. Very close. Because here's the thing. Is with the stylized stuff, it doesn't need to be a perfect circle. But what I kind of like to do, which this one I think shows pretty well, is that like the top is just a smidge wider than the bottom. That's like my eye shape that I like for this. Cuz it's not realistic, but it's not so weird that it's like funky to look at. At least I don't think it is. I don't know, maybe other people would look at that and be like, ew. But it's what I like to do. Just a little bit. Ah! That was a bad line. Okay. Let's bring this in just a smidge. Kind of make it match up to the other one. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to cut through that. Essentially, this stream should just be called Watch Me Struggle. Because that's what it is tonight. It's Watch Me Struggle tonight. Do these eyes look any less anime? I don't know. Kind of think they look only a smidge less anime than the last eyes. Just a little bit. Okay. This one. Fix that. Okay, they look... they're still not even. Because it is the curse of art, is not being able to draw two eyes that look even. Okay, and you just like fill it in with eyelashes. And then come from the top. That was a little too steep. But it's not bad. Not bad. Okay. This is something. Yeah. That's something. Is it a good something? I don't know. But it's something. It's something. And that's all we can ask for sometimes. Okay. So I'm thinking what I want to do is I want to get his face done. And I want to get like I maybe want to do their hair. And then that's probably where I'll end it tonight, but yeah, his face is almost done, so I'll probably at least attempt his hair. That's an ugly eyebrow. That's a very like scrangly eyebrow I've made. Okay. This eyebrow needs to be lifted a little more. Okay. There we go. That's a decent eyebrow for now. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I think he looks better than he did before. Let me bop that over. And then there's his hair, which still just looks like that. So obviously we can't allow that. That is not an approved haircut. Let me save it because I haven't saved in a while. Okay. Yeah. So, do I want to do his hair first or her hair? I'm gonna work on him because he needs more help. So, I like that they both have the kind of up-down thing going. I don't know what that's called, but I like it. Make this little stray bit a little smaller, I think will help. Okay, I like that. But it's possible that's the only part of his hair that I like right now. I think I kind of want to flare it out instead on this side and do that. Have kind of a little bit going here. Have where you can see his ear. And do that on the other side. I don't like that ear as much. Why don't I like that ear as much? About to get absorbed by a stupid thing again. Actually, no, that ear's fine. I do want to make it match just a little better. And I don't know why I get so caught up in these little things when I'm just gonna do painting. Because here's the thing, is when I'm doing like the ink drawings and stuff, like I do need to be really nitpicky because the lines are still gonna be there and it's a whole thing. And I think it's just that I've like really built that habit because that's more like my foundation is doing like the ink drawings and doing things that are a lot more stylized and cutesy, and I've only been trying to do more of the like detailed stuff for I've only been trying to do the detailed stuff digitally for a short amount of time. And it is very different, I think, than working traditionally. Okay, no, I don't like that. I like this part. Don't like the other thing going on. Okay, but that little flyaway, that's a cute little flyaway. That's a keeper. And this, I think I need his hair to go more out instead of up. I think that's part of the problem I have there. Okay, maybe, no, that's way too round. Ew. Ew, don't like it. Okay. It's just sometimes hair just doesn't want to hair. Let me think. Nope, not that line. That's a gross line. So is that. Okay. Just trying to think kind of the shapes that would happen here. Would this kind of come around like that? Or do I hate that? I don't like it. It goes away. It's very interesting how I can have a really clear picture of a character in my brain, and then this is what happens when I try to draw that very clear mental image is whatever this is. Like, he doesn't look horrible or anything. He just doesn't look right either. And I don't get that. I don't know why he refuses to behave. After all the love and care I've put into this character, you would think he would be nicer to me. He's a favorite. What if I just scribble some lines? That's beautiful. So it's the most beautiful hair I've ever drawn. Can't you tell? Maybe I don't want to do his hair first. Maybe actually I hate it. Yeah, here. You know what? We're gonna keep the front of his hair. The front of his hair I'm okay with for the moment. We'll see if it stays that way. Yeah, we'll see. I'm starting to doubt it. So we're gonna ignore him. We're gonna work on Anya's hair because he is not behaving. We're just gonna hide him behind the screen, except for his eye there, and we're gonna draw Anya, and hopefully her hair knows how to behave. It already looks better than his, so like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Actually, that's a little too stylized for what I'm doing. That'd be really cute for like an ink thing. But I'm not trying to do full stylized, so gotta hold myself back a little sometimes. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, okay. That's really cute. I feel like that fits that nice balance of being semi-stylized, semi-realistic. That, I think, that's some cute bangs. Some cute half real, half stylized bangs. Actually, her ear would be more like that. That's much cuter than before. Yeah, alright, like that. And add just a little bit of flare there. Okay, add where the hair is coming out. Then it would be kind of caught up in his. Kind of have a couple little flyaway bits. Come on down. Definitely got to cover his hair up since it's refusing to look good. So you know. Yeah, her hair is looking cute. His hair is looking menacing. No, only menacing because I have to still deal with it. Okay. Yeah, that is 1,000 times better than his hair. Yeah. Okay. Oops, how'd I get on the wrong layer? It happens. That's not how ears do. Whatever. I'm getting tired. If it wasn't apparent by my slowly but surely giving up on things, I'm getting tired. Here we go. That's a little more like an ear. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be done soon because I feel myself fading. Okay. But we got an ear. We got hair. We got a slightly less anime looking boy. I think I will give his hair one more attempt. And either it'll look good or it won't. But that's probably it. Yeah. Okay. So, if I kind of have his hair coming around like this, then it would kind of do, you know what? What if I have it kind of sticking out from behind her hair? Have it a little more, no, little more wild here. And then it can kind of start flopping down. How do I have her hair? Because her hair is so cute. I don't understand why I cannot do that again. Why I cannot produce adorable hair for him. Let's see. This is better? Question mark? I'm not 100% sure. Let's see how it's going. I don't know. I don't know about it. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh, it's like almost okay, but then like this whole chunk just looks weird. So hold on. Let me fix the big chunk that I don't like. Okay. Let's see. Can she do it? Nobody knows. Okay. Okay. Oh, you know what? What if I make this bit a little thicker? A little thicker. Because then, if I kind of... No. That was a bad choice. I regret immediately. Immediate regret. Okay. Here's what we got. So what we would want would be like... This would kind of go in front. I feel like I'm just making it look more anime, which was not the intention at all. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to step away from his hair for a while, or it's just gonna be either ugly or anime hair or both. So yeah, that's where I'm leaving it. Actually, I'll keep this bit. It was okay. Maybe. I don't know. So, anyways, this is as far as I've gotten. Oh, ignore the ugly hands. We're pretending the ugly hands are fine. Because I'm gonna fix them later. Anyways, so this is my progress for tonight. Not bad for just like an hour and a half. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time watching my stream and contributing to a very small stream for the moment. And thank you so very much. I'm gonna end the stream now. So bye and thank you again.